it's Gina. Welcome back to Tight Ship Mama. Can you have a fun summer while you're in baby step 2 and you are digging out of debt? Yes, you can. I'm going to give you 10 ways today that you can have a budget-friendly and fun summer with your kids. Okay, 1, join your local Facebook moms group. It's an online group. Most towns have them, or find one that's closest to you. These women are gems. They know where all the free stuff is. They know what's going on. And I'm going to give you one of my best tips I've ever been given as a mom. Vacation Bible School at night. Yes. They have them usually from 6 to 8:30 or something in that area. And a friend of mine told me about this years ago, and I thought, she's a genius, because for mostly $20 or less, you can have 5 date nights for the cost of Vacation Bible School. It's enough time to go to a movie. It's enough time to go get dinner. It's enough time to just sit and chill with your husband for $20 or less. Take advantage of those nighttime Vacation Bible Schools. But women on Facebook groups are going to have a lot more ideas. So get on there and simply say, hey, what's going on today that's free or fun or cheap or whatever? And they're going to have things that are local. Like, hey, our church is doing this carnival for kids. It's 50 cents a kid or something like that. Things that would not make it on the bigger news of your town. Okay? That's number 1. Number 2, blankets and butter. What? Yes. Let your kids have all the blankets in the house. Let them go to town and build the greatest blanket fort ever. It's free. It's a little bit of a mess, but who cares? It's summer. Butter. Here's another thing that we did on one vacation. We got the ingredients to make homemade butter, and the novelty wears off pretty quickly. I will give you that. But have a couple neighborhood kids over and get that butter shaken in a jar, and before you know it, you've got some really fun science and a little snack for the afternoon for the kids. Put that homemade butter on saltines, mix it with a little honey. Delish. Go for it. Number 3, get outside. I have a minor in outdoor education, and I am passionate about kids getting outside and playing. They are made to get muddy and messy and do all the things outside. Number 4, swing. Go to the park. Use your town's playgrounds and swing with your kids. It still feels as good as when you were little to just get on that swing and go. And I can get way higher than my kids, much faster than my kids. For some reason, this amazes them that I can go so high, so fast. Try it. It's free. 5, find water. Kids and water are just a recipe for fun. I don't care if it's a lake, if it's an ocean, if it's a creek, if it's a pool, if it's a waterfall, if it's a puddle, if it's your hose. Get the kids outside and let them play with the water. They are going to thank you for it. 6, make a family bucket list for summer. This is something you can do right away at the beginning of summer, and ask your kids, what do you guys want to do this summer? Make it cheap, make it free. See what they come up with. They might surprise you. One of the things on our bucket list every year is to find new homemade ice cream places where we can go. I don't buy ice cream at the grocery store because I feel like ice cream should be an experience and a trip that we go out. So we will drive sometimes an hour just to go get homemade ice cream. And the kids kind of keep a running list in their head of all the places that we've been for homemade ice cream. And it's just something fun to do when you're in a new town or you're exploring. Like, hey, what's a local ice cream place? 7, find a calendar of events from your city. These can usually be picked up at the library or the park and rec building or even on your town's website. This is a wealth of information for you because they might have movies under the stars. They might have free concerts in the park. Maybe you can bring a blanket and a bottle of wine, or, pack some cheese and crackers and let your kids have a good time. Even if it's something they would never listen to, like classical music. It's a whole different ballgame when it's outside under the stars. They're going to love it. But look for the calendar and see what else is going on. 8, your local library. The library is usually our first day of summer activity that we do. And this year, my 5-year-old is going to get her first library card, and she's super excited because she's just learned to read this year, and she can't wait to get books out of the library that are just for her to read all by herself. And our library has reading programs all summer where the kids earn prizes for how many things they read. Talk to your librarians. These librarians are just a treasure in your community. And use them for what's going on. The library a lot of times has night programs for kids that are a little bit older, maybe Lego programs or science programs. The little ones, I've done Mommy and Me music and read along and sing along. Go to your library. There's a ton of stuff going on at your library. I guarantee it. Number 9, let your kids help you declutter. That's free. And here's the thing. This is kind of a combination, number 9, because it was a bit pricey, but I thought, how can I make it cheap or free? Get your kids to declutter, sell their stuff on Facebook Marketplace, let them keep the profits, or go in as a family and say, hey, a zoo membership costs this much money. Let's see if we can earn that by decluttering and selling some of our stuff. Memberships go a long way. Maybe you can't do a pool membership this year, or you can't do the amusement park membership or something like that. But zoos and museums, they tend to be, in the $100 range, which is not horribly expensive, especially if you're selling stuff to meet that goal as a family. And then it's something fun to do. The zoo on a rainy day is so fun because it's usually quiet. The animals are inside, so it's air conditioned for you and you can see them inside, and it's not crowded. Mondays are my best day to do anything like that because I feel like most moms don't feel like getting up and out on a Monday morning. So that's another mommy tip for you, is try to get to those kind of places on Mondays when they're quieter and not a lot of moms can get up and go. But you can, right? My final tip for the summer. Number 10, this is the summer of yes, right? You can do fun things in baby step 2. And number 10 is all about that. Number 10 is simply say yes. It might be messy, it might be annoying, but when your kids come to you with their ideas, try to say yes before you say no. If they want to camp out in the backyard, yes, we will. They're going to remember that. My mother-in-law camped out with my girls a few summers ago, and they still talk about it, how grandma slept in a tent. They thought that was the coolest thing ever. So you too can be the cool mom and do these things with your kids. Do s'mores. If you can do a fire pit in your town, do a fire pit. If it's, let's go swimming at night, do it. It might be a little more laundry. It might be a little inconvenient. The kids might be up a little bit later at night, but say yes. And that was 10, but I'm going to throw another one in here to kind of wrap it all together. Even if you feel like you're really strapped this summer and you're trying really hard to work the baby steps and get out of debt, take tons of pictures, because the kids are never going to remember that you were strapped for cash. They are going to remember that it was a super fun summer. Take pictures and make a Shutterfly book or some sort of photo book that you can give to them at Christmas, because kids love books with pictures of themselves. And kids tend to remember things more if they're documented in photos. So they're not going to remember that 2019 was the year that you were eating beans and rice and beans. They're going to look back and they're going to say, look, we had a lemonade stand. Look, we camped out. Look, we went to the movie in the park. Look, we went to the beach. Look, we went hiking. All those great things are going to be in this book that you can hand to them on Christmas morning and say, did we have a great summer? Have a great week. I will see you next Monday. Say yes. Have good times this summer, and it can be budget friendly. Head on over to Facebook, where I've started a community over there, and give us some more ideas what you're doing this summer that's fun, cheap, and budget friendly. Take care.